Hi, I'm Natsuko, a regular office worker living in Tokyo. Today I'm making Japanese-style egg sandwiches. In a previous video, I talked about how egg sandwiches from Japanese convenience stores are super popular among people from overseas. But actually, you can make them easily at home too, and they taste just as good. Most of the time goes into boiling the eggs, and the rest only takes about 5 minutes, so it's super easy. Let me show you how. Alright, first, let's boil some eggs. I'm starting by bringing some water to a boil. While I'm waiting for the water to heat up, I got kind of bored and a little hungry, so I grabbed a kiwi that had been sitting in the fridge and had it with some yogurt. What do you usually do while waiting for water to boil? Sometimes I randomly start doing squats, or I get distracted by work and totally forget that water is boiling. One time I thought I'll just do a little work while the bread is toasting, and I totally forgot about it. I started to smell something burned, and by the time I checked, the bread had turned completely into charcoal. So yeah, let's all try to keep an eye on things while we are cooking. By the way, what do you like to put on your yogurt? I usually go with whatever fruit is in season and on sale, and I like to add some granola or cornflakes for a little crunch. If you have any favorites, let me know. I'd love to hear your recommendations. Now the water is boiling, so it's time to add the eggs. I'm gently placing them in so they don't crack. If you are worried about the eggs breaking from the temperature difference, I've heard that running them under room temperature water first can help. But I'm kind of lazy, so I'm just throwing them in as is. I want the yolks to stay a little soft, so I'm going to boil them for 8 minutes. I use a ladle to put them in because I'm scared of the water splashing. But what about you guys? Can you just drop them in with your hands? Like moms and grandmas are out here doing deep frying with their bare hands, and I'm like, are we even the same species? While the eggs are boiling, I'm getting the butter ready. I need some for the egg filling and some for spreading on the bread. For the filling, I want the butter to melt in nicely, so I'm microwaving it for about 30 to 40 seconds at 600 watts. As for the butter for the bread, I want it soft and easy to spread, so I just placed it near the pot. Now 8 minutes are up. I'm cooking the eggs down in cold water to stop them from cooking any further. Now it's time to peel the eggs. I usually crack the whole shell first by gently tapping the egg against the edge of the sink, but I've seen people do all kinds of things, like putting the egg in a cup and shaking it to crack the shell. Everyone seems to have their own way of peeling eggs. How do you do it? Let me know, I'd love to hear. Now the eggs are ready, so now all that's left is to season and mix them up. Here's what they look like after boiling for 8 minutes. The yolks aren't runny, but they are still soft, not fully hard-boiled. This texture is perfect for egg sandwiches, it's just the right balance. For the seasoning, I'm adding about 2.5 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1/4 to 1/3 of a teaspoon of salt, about 3 to 4 centimeters of Japanese mustard, the melted butter from earlier, and a lot of black pepper. Like, use about 5 times more than you think you need. Once everything's in, mix it up really well. You still want some texture from the eggs, not totally mashed, but not too chunky either. Think of the egg filling in Japanese convenience store sandwiches, and that's the perfect size to aim for. Now let's put the filling into the bread. First, I'm laying down some plastic wrap. That way, when we cut the sandwich later, it won't fall apart. I'm placing 2 slices of bread on top and spreading the softened butter on both sides. The butter I left near the pot earlier to bring it to room temperature. This is totally off topic, but when I was studying abroad in Germany, I once called toast bread, and my German friends were like, toast is not bread. And yes, I understand that they kind of had a point. German bread is really hard and full of grains, while toast is soft and fluffy. So Yeah, they are pretty different. But in Japan, we call all of it pan, whether it's toast or grainy bread. So, to all the bread purists out there, my apologies. Once the butter is spread, it's time to pile on the egg filling. Don't worry about using too much, go ahead and use all of it. A nice big mound of filling actually makes the sandwich look better when we cut it later. The thicker, the prettier. Once all the filling is on, place the other slice of toast on top. Then cover the whole sandwich with plastic wrap and wrap it up as tightly as you can. Next, we are going to cut the sandwich right down the middle using a nice sharp knife. But before I do that, I like to play it safe and sharpen my knife, just in case. I use this little gadget that makes it super easy, but I'm curious, how do people sharpen knives in other countries? If you have any tips or tools you recommend, let me know. Look at this cross section! Doesn't it look amazing? In Japanese, there's actually a word for this kind of beautiful sandwich cut. It's called moedan, which basically means a super satisfying cross section. And this one, it's definitely moedan. This part is totally optional, but if you want the cute cafe style look, try sprinkling a bit of parsley on top for some color. It looks so adorable. Alright, time to eat. I have been waiting for this moment.